What's going on, guys? It's Electon here. So, this is a bit late, but today I did want to talk about like the roadmap and give like my opinions on it, mainly about like the update stuff and all that. Anyways, so this year will be basically split up into like a few big updates, which is like what it says on the roadmap here. It says, once these two updates are pushed, you'll create like a new roadmap as a follow up. So, a new roadmap will eventually come when these updates are pushed through. So, anyways, let's get into like the first one, which is 2.14 and onward. Continue releasing weapon revamps and new level based weapons, revamp the game mode system on the back end, and introduce a necessary polishing to existing game modes, new prestige cosmetics, port to Xbox. So my opinion on this, obviously this is cool, right? We like more weapon revamps and level based weapons, but the thing is with like the current rate and like how slow new weapons are coming into the game, we could be on 2.14 and onward for a whole year before we get like to 3.0 if they really want to like revamp all the weapons before they start adding like new ones, or I should say like adding newer ones on like a 2 week 1 month basis or something like that. But the leaks have been promising. I mean, they're showing two new guns, a G3 and an L85, I think it is. Maybe those are coming out both this week, this Friday. I don't know. We'll have to see. Revamp the game mode system on the back end and introduce a necessary polish to existing game modes. So this sort of ties in with just polishing the game in general. Like when I asked Ethan, like, hey, what about like a sort of UI revamp? Because like the kill UI is still like the same it was almost 2 years ago when the game released, and Ethan was saying that he did want to like revamp the kill UI and just like the UI in general. Like for example, have a setting where if you look at a teammate, it'll like open up their sort of name tag or whatever, and like you'll see their name tag, but that could block you from seeing other things like an enemy behind them or something like that, right? So Ethan was like saying, hey, we could add in like a setting where that's permanently minimized, or just make it smaller in general or something like that. We'll have to see what he does like when the update is released. Then he was also talking about adding in like a sort of XP system. So like when you kill someone in Phantom Forces or like get an assist or a wall bang or anything like that, you'll get a certain amount of XP. It'll say like, oh no, after you kill someone, you get the full kill and everything. It'll say 100, right, for 100 XP. So Ethan's thinking of adding in something like that, and obviously the kill UI would have to be revamped then. But that's like not 100% confirmed, I guess, until it comes into the game. That was just his answer when I asked him about like the UI revamp. And then of course like introduce necessary polish to existing game modes and stuff is, I think, basically what I just said. Make stuff more visible and maybe make it look a bit better, because it does look a bit old-ish, a bit unpolished, I should say. So yeah, that'll be them revamping game modes, new prestige cosmetics, and a port to Xbox. So I don't play Xbox, so I mean the port to Xbox, I don't not really gonna comment much on that. But new prestige cosmetics, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, I like some of the ones that we currently have in the game. Like the backgrounds and stuff. I mean, it doesn't add too much to the game, but hey, cooler cosmetics hopefully. So now we get on to 3.0, a new set of game passes that follow up on our previously themed weapon passes: World War II Pass, Prototype Pass, Wild West Pass. Glad they're not mentioning the Medieval Pass, because new game modes, including some highly requested ones such as Hardpoint, Domination, and Free For All. Okay, so let's get right into this. So, a new set of game passes that follow up on our previously themed weapon passes. I remember Ethan saying they weren't going to do passes anymore, and for good reason, because I feel like it was sort of pay to play, because, getting sometimes like 7,000, 8,000 credits for one gun can be a bit of a grind, and I don't think everybody, wants to play all that much, or just doesn't have the time to play all that much to get those weapons. And I think it would be perfectly fine just to continue adding in weapons to like the prestige system, or I think what they could do is add on to like the previous passes, as in if you bought that pass or something like that, it'll add on to that pass. So let's say we get like let's say we get like an M1 carbine or something like that. That would just be added onto the pass. It wouldn't be an entirely new pass. I think that would be better, since like the people who already bought all the passes don't just spend more money getting the passes. But honestly, I just think the whole pass idea in itself is not a very good system. So I hope that maybe that changes. I mean, maybe since it's like on the roadmap, it's like confirmed that that will happen, that they will be adding in more passes. But I'm just gonna hope that that doesn't happen, because that just creates like a whole divide between people who have the money to pay for them and the people who don't have the money to pay for them. Anyways, on to the next part, which is new game modes, including some highly requested ones such as Hardpoint, Domination, and Free For All. So I mean, there's really much to comment on this. I'm happy that hardpoint domination free for all come to the game. You know, it keeps it spicy and it's more interesting. I'm not really like a objective player, but I think hardpoint would be cool because then I just know where all the enemies are gonna be at and I can just rush in, get a ton of kills or something like that. And free for all, I'm pretty interested in that mode. I mean, I don't know how it would work out with like the spawn system and everything. I mean, I think the spawn system it's kind of okay in the game right now. It still needs a bit of tweaking, but it's pretty good to say the least. I mean, domination, I don't know, I think I wouldn't like that mode too much because it just spread the enemies out and I wouldn't be able to find as many. Yeah, I mean, new game modes is always good into the game, keeps it fresh, keeps maps fresh and everything, so yeah. And on to 4.0, introduction of pro servers, which will act as a ranked form of play for the sweatiest of bad business players, requires prestige 1 and over. Better VIP server support, special sets of maps and modes specifically catered towards VIP servers. 2v2 modes, search and destroy, etc. This is where it gets interesting, okay? So introduction of pro servers, this seems like a cool idea to me. I like that, okay? I'm not someone who likes to sweat 24/7, which is why I probably also won't be spending 24/7 in the pro servers, but I still think it'd be really cool and maybe it will boost competitive up again and you know, we have like a BBRL season 2. But I definitely think this is a cool idea, but like since it says it'll act as like a form of ranked play, what I think would be cool is if they actually added ranks to it. Like it doesn't have to be a super complicated like ranked elo thing that'll take like I don't know a month to just figure out and stuff. Like it could just be if you win, you go up a rank, if you lose, you go down a rank. Something really simple like that, you know? And then like you could take the old prestige logos, you know, like now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's just like the numbers. If you guys played before, you'll know that there was like a sort of like bronze-ish type thing or something like that. But I don't know, maybe they could work out something with that as like the sort of symbols for like what rank you have. Anyways, next is better VIP support, which sort of ties in with like the special set of maps and modes specifically catered towards VIP servers. So 2v2 and search and destroy, which are like the current modes that they've, you know, said might come with this special set of maps and modes for VIP. Now, 2v2, yeah, that's cool, you know, but search and destroy, dude, that needs to be in the main game. I would love that to be in the main game. Like, oh my god, search and destroy in Bad Business, I don't know why, but I feel like it would be so good with this game. I feel like it would just work so well. And if it's like with a special set of maps, you know, dude, I can already think about like how some of the maps in the current game might actually work pretty well with search and destroy, like Tides, for example, and actually probably Chernobyl too, but you know, if we get like a special set of maps that end up being like a bit, you know, smaller or maybe a bit larger, but I don't know, it depends if they do like 5v5 or 6v6 search and destroy, or maybe they do like 10v10 search and destroy. That's up to them, but that sounds super, super interesting to me, and I'd be so hyped to see that in the game. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.